Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a guest. This is Marina from Heart Centered Tarot. She also has a YouTube channel. Please go follow her. Why
Thank
not?
you.
Right?
Free.
Exactly. It's free to subscribe. Exactly. So,
Yeah.
Marina, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your channel. What do you do readings? What do you do on your channel?
Yes.
Go for it, hon.
Yes. Yeah. I do personal readings. And I've been kind of expanding since I started the channel, which was in April 2021. And I kind of went from just doing basically political readings to now including some spiritual stuff. My mediumship abilities are slowly kicking in. So there's, messages that come forward. So basically, what I do on the channel is I love to do collaborations with other people, love to have them on my channel, especially new readers, because, it wasn't that long ago that I was one of them. So really appreciated the exposure and all that. So um, like to do that. I have well, actually, a couple things. Um, every second Tuesday, I read with David from Tarot by the Bay, who is an excellent, excellent tarot reader. And we do a show called Taco Tuesdays. And that's talk as in TALK-O, Taco Tuesdays. And we discuss politics and kind of what's happening in the news. Wednesdays, I do Sisters of the Mystical Tarot, and that's with 5 other readers, and we read on things that questions that people might have, or we'll read things related to discussion that we'll have. Thursdays, I do with Val from Dragonfly Crystals. We do messages for light workers, and that same thing, it's a discussion, and then we'll do readings. And every second Friday, I get together with Allie from Heart and Soul Connected and Val from Dragonfly Crystals, and we do a show called Story in the Cards. And that's when we take a very irreverent, cheeky, nasty look at the what's in the news, the politics, the people who are in the news. And yeah, we try not to use our sacred decks, but we'll use, the deck of characters. We'll use the rebel deck, the cheeky one like Listen Biatch and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah.
fun.
It is. And you know what? We each draw one card, and it is amazing how often
Yep,
the 3 cards will tell a story.
it is. And I think
So,
tarot cards, I think I always say the tarot cards are always 100% right. It's within my own ability to
yes,
read them.
exactly.
That's where the talent lies, is the being able to read them and intuitively feel
Exactly.
what I'm feeling. But the cards have never let
That's
me
right.
down.
Yeah, no, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they do the
But so
sequence.
yeah, that's kind of it. Like I
And so
say,
how do they get a
love.
hold of you to do a reading, to do a personal reading?
Very simple. It's heart-centered-tarot at outlook.com. And if you go to my YouTube channel, in the About Me section, the information is there. So
Fantastic.
just reach out. I'll send you the details. I do all the readings over StreamYard.
Okay.
Um, and that way, when I'm done with the reading, I can send the person a link so that they could review it anytime they want.
Well, there you
That,
go.
yeah, because you know what? I don't remember. I don't know about you, but
I
once
do
I'm
not.
done a reading, it's done.
Well, it's because that's a message from spirit. It's not for
Exactly.
me, it's
Yeah.
for them. And I don't
Yeah.
I don't remember them either. I know I do sometimes somebody will come back to me a year later and say, "Don't you remember?" I'm like, sorry. I don't
Sure,
I
sure
remember
I do.
you, but I don't remember your message. That was for you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
So
yeah, I
that
get
way,
that.
yeah, they've got it, they can refer to it because even not only giving, but if even when you're receiving a reading, you don't remember everything,
No,
right? So
no.
it's nice to go back when you're
Yeah.
fall, right? And then go through it again. So
Well,
yeah, we
fantastic.
will.
Well, welcome to my channel. The reason why, a lot of the reasons why is, well, not always. I mean, I'm just getting myself in trouble here. I invited her back because she invited me to her channel and vice versa. And so that's the reason, that's what collaboration really, really means, is to
Yeah,
collaborate with your community. And so that's
yes.
the reason why she is here with me. I think I found you a long time ago. I think I had you on, it was like when you were first in, or you
Yes.
emailed me or something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were first in.
Yeah, I emailed you and I was hoping, just hoping that I was terrified when I sent the email and I thought, oh, this one's going to read this and go, who is this?
Oh gosh,
But you,
I hope I did not ever feel
no,
that expectation.
no, you were very kind. You had me on your channel. I was as nervous could be.
You did so
Um,
well.
no, well, thank you.
You did
Yeah,
so
it's,
well.
now when I look back and I think, what were you so scared of? Like,
I know. And I did that with Linda G for the first time. When I was on her channel for the first time, I had to take breaths, I was like breathy
yeah,
because I was but now
because
it's like,
it's
oh, it's
Linda
just
T.
Linda. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Linda. It's just Linda.
Exactly.
All
Yeah.
right. So now that you're on my channel, you know what we're gonna do.
Uh-huh.
Some political reading. So you guys hang in there. We'll be right there. We'll be right back. All right. So first up is January 2nd. So if you guys have been watching the news, Jack Smith has offered up January 2nd for the trial for Trump in January 6th, right? That's his offer up. He's a smart little cookie. He's been getting in there first and he's been popping his little date in there first, right? He's a smart little cookie.
Yep.
If you guys remember right, back to what, 2 3 years ago, when it was 2020, I think it was January 2021, actually, January 2021, January 2nd was also the same day he called down to Georgia and was asking Kemp to cheat for him. Right, basically January 2nd was
Yep.
the same day. And the reason why I remember that so well is because I was doing a reading on that, and I was reading on January, see how January would go. And every time I got January 2nd, that something was going to happen on January 2nd. And it was like big and huge, and bam,
Yep.
bam. That's what it was him
Mm.
trying to call down to Georgia and try to cheat.
Yeah.
The devil was calling to Georgia because he was a few a
Yeah. Yeah. Looking for a
votes
few
yeah,
votes.
looking for a few votes. So I want to
Yep.
read and see if January 2nd, if the judge is going to hold January 2nd, and if the January 2nd is going to be solid, because this judge is all about holding Trump accountable.
Absolutely.
She's
Yeah.
what
She's
she's
not
not
putting
only
up with,
no. Well, she only knows, she's also had all of the people that were at January 6th in the insurrection in front of
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
She's coming from a place of extreme knowledge, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and ask that question and see if that's January 2nd is going to hold.
Yes.
I didn't mean to do that. I meant to mute me.
Yeah, it's all good.
Whenever you're ready, go for it, hon.
Oh, yeah. I think she is absolutely going to stick with January 2nd. I think she's going to offer Trump that, well, did you want to go before January 2nd? Because we can do that. Um, Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be backed up against a wall. Okay. So I start off with the Knight of Cups. And this is the guy that'll promise you anything, right? Just anything at all, just so that I get my own way. So that's Trump going to court. He meets the Empress, and the Empress says, "No, I ain't sorry, I ain't playing. I ain't playing." He comes Five of Wands, so he's trying to defend himself and protect and um, give all the reasons why he can't.
Got the
And
Five of Wands too. Yep.
yeah, and then the Four of Wands. I can't. I have so many cases. I can't do this. I can't join the party when you want me to. And then I get the Five of Swords. No, this is. Yeah, she's going to tell him it's either January 2nd or pick a date in December. It's up to you. What do you want?
Yeah, I think she's going to back the. I also do think because there's a conflict. She has a conflict that's going on with the five of.
Mm,
Well, the conflict is, of course, is going to be with Trump's lawyers, and the conflict is going to be
yeah,
on his schedule. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like the Two of Wands, 2 steps. I'm giving you 2 dates. Pick one, dude.
yeah.
Kind of a thing. And I do think she might back it up a little, or within the week of what Jack Smith
Mhm.
wants. Within those 2 weeks,
Yes.
I think that's what she is, because the defending the territory and the boundaries, that's what she's doing. She is defending the territory and the boundaries of this law that she
Yeah,
has, because she doesn't care if he's overwhelmed.
exactly.
She could care
Exactly.
less. We also
Yeah.
have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a tradition. She's a traditionist.
Yes.
I also have the Page of Pentacles, which is good news, solid beginning. Solid beginning. Like, no, I'm a traditionalist,
Yep.
solid beginning. And then I get her as a king, the King of Swords in this.
Nice.
See, that's a woman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the King of
absolutely.
Swords, where she's stern, she has the power, she has the energy, she has the discipline
Yeah.
to follow through and do what she needs to do. And then the hard work of what everybody has put together, she's not going
Yeah.
to let that go to the wayside. So I
No.
do think I don't know if it's going to be like solid January 2nd, but I think she's going to probably expand within maybe 2 weeks before, or maybe within 2 weeks. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
she's going to keep it. She's going to keep up
Yeah.
with tradition. So yeah.
Yeah. And she is also sending the message to Trump and his people that this is my courtroom.
Yeah, exactly.
I rule here. You don't, right? You can have an opinion. You whatever. If you don't like what I'm doing, then wait until after the decision and you can appeal it. But
Yeah.
until then, my playground, my rules.
Yeah, and she's not going to fall for any of their BS either.
No.
You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, I've seen that. I've heard that one before.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I heard that
One of
one
the things,
yesterday."
yeah, one of the things his lawyers were arguing is that there's just not enough time. There's, the prosecution gave over so much evidence that they can't possibly go through it. They have to wait until after the 2024 election. No, you don't.
No.
Trump has known about this all along. If he has chosen not to share that information or to lie about that information, that's his problem,
Yep. Well,
right?
they don't care. This their indictment and their courtroom is more important than anything else you got going on, Mr. Trump.
Yeah,
They don't care. At the point in time, they're going to go, I don't care
yeah,
if you got to fly here in the morning and there in the afternoon. Don't bother me none.
yeah, exactly. You know how you could have avoided all this?
Yeah, stop being a
Don't
criminal.
stop being a criminal. Yeah,
Yep,
there you go.
yep.
There
Okay.
you go. Novel thought.
All right. So there was a reporting now, and this is from Glenn Kushner, that there was a mole at Mar-a-Lago. Oh,
I know.
so what I want to read on is how this mole, how much of this mole guy or person impacted how much information Jack Smith got. So I wanted to see how much and how, you know, let's read about this mole at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Can you hear me shuffling?
No,
It's weird.
no. Can you hear me shuffling?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Okay. All right.
That's why I was muting before, and you wouldn't hear it. But if you can't hear it,
Nope.
it's weird.
You know, I have a feeling that this is someone that Trump sees, well, that Trump would walk past every single day and has no idea who this person is because they're
Irrelevant
just in,
to him.
yeah, yeah. And I
Yep,
I
I've
think,
heard those people, at work, they just kind of meander around the place. Nobody even cares. Nobody even looks. Nobody's even worried about that person finding out, looking at stuff.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
No,
that little boy that's 13 years old and he doesn't think that he's oh, all right.
yeah, yeah. Tell me about the mole. Tell me about the mole.
Well, well, well. That's a interesting concept.
Yes, indeedy.
What'd you get?
Yes, indeedy. Hold on, I think I got two cards. No, I don't have. I thought I had two cards stuck together. Um, they got a good, Jack Smith got a good deal of information from this person. And they got that information a while ago, and this person has still been um, kind of keeping Jack informed. I got the Three of Cups. So there was some kind of an agreement celebration beforehand that, okay, we'd like you to keep an eye on and yeah, just kind of let us know what's going on. Um, I got the Five of Wands again with the fighting. I think that they were observing and noting, making notes about the fighting, who was coming in, who was going out, and part of what was being said. And yeah, they're going to use that. The seven of yeah, Trump is going to have to defend himself against those things. And how do I know it's Trump? I got the devil. So yeah, he's yeah, this person has been reporting back what has been going on. And yeah, very much, yeah. I end with the Knight of Swords. So um yeah, they've been on Jack's radar for quite some time.
Well, here's an interesting story that my cards told me. Now, this is a disgruntled employee. He's been defending his place, is defending his something has done where this he has had to defend himself,
Hmm.
employee. And yes, I have the devil as the person who is doing it. And then I got the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is that investment, that growth, that taking
Yeah,
stock. That's what he was doing, taking notes, taking stock. Like, you guys treated me like this.
yeah.
And now he's walking around like a hermit, walking
Hmm.
around quiet, taking note, taking introspection. And it's almost like a reflection inside of him. This disgruntled employee, which nobody knew about because he had to defend something and they probably have no idea he got really angry about it. It's almost like this person has some sort of conscience because I get the Knight of
Yeah,
Swords. Like, I'm going to
yeah,
defend our country. He's going to defend the
Mm-hmm.
country. Then I got the going forward is the Six of Cups, that old friend, that kindness, that recollection,
Yes.
that something. I'm going to give you something here. And then I got the Nine of Cups. Like this person, this mole is very happy to do it.
Yeah.
Very happy. He has this, and the Wheel of Fortune, like came to him, and then so all of
Yeah.
this, the burden, the responsibility of the knowledge that he had or she had or whoever it was,
Yeah.
on that, and so it kind of feels like a guy. So kind of feels like that. But yeah, so I have a feeling that this like he got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
He did
Yeah.
something. He said did something that he didn't like, and then he became like, this is my favorite part of the revenge, but I'm also doing it because I love my country.
Yeah.
You guys are all wrong. You guys all been wrong. So I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
I also got commitment, like he'd been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Person's been there for a while, and genuine, certain love. Like after a while, he was loved or something. After a while, he was somebody that they really relied on.
Yeah. Trusted.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's that person in the room that you're so used to them being there that you don't pay attention to them being there,
Yep.
right? They're part of the decor while they're
Exactly. Yep.
taking notes. Yeah.
Yep. So that
Yeah.
person got disgruntled at some point in time. Something happened, and
Mm-hmm.
he returned
Yeah.
hard on them. And this about the mole at Mar-a-Lago is written in the New York Times. So if anybody wants to go look up that, or for Glenn Kushner, he also
Yeah.
talks. Okay, so now let's get to that guy that died. Okay, so the FBI in Utah went to this
Yeah.
guy's house. Everybody's heard this story where he went to that guy's house. He was an extreme Trumper. He was he was
Yeah.
threatening our blah 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 president. I don't want to say it out loud because YouTube will take me down. But he
Yeah.
was doing all of that, had a whole bunch of stuff. Now I want to read, because they're not giving us much information about this FBI unaliving of this guy. So
Mm.
I want to do a reading on it and see what really happened. See if we can gather any information about how it went down. Because the investigation, so something wonky, or they would have already said something. I just feel like that.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Yeah. He was very, very vocal about his views, and he had several posts on YouTube and I guess other social media where he was, sort of taunting the FBI and,
Yep, he sure was.
making comments that he should not have made. And I think that if I remember correctly, um, they did go and visit him once before for a post that he had, and he was referencing, um that, yeah, his dream was that he would do ABC to this person,
Mm-hmm.
right, and basically
Yep.
watch them expire. Okay. So what, yeah, when they came to talk to him, he said, well, it was just a dream, I was just recounting a dream, so go away and don't come back till you've got a search warrant. Well, they went and got a search warrant.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, so I want to see if our cards say what happened, because they're not, the FBI
Yes.
say that's under investigation. But I want to see if the FBI did something or the guy did something. My thought, my theory, my feeling on the whole situation is he's like that John Wayne kind of guy, come and get me, and
Yeah.
had no choice. But let's see.
Yeah, very, very immature personality.
Well, and Trump has made them crazy. I think any Republican that really literally follows Trump like they do, they literally start going crazy, start mad.
Yeah.
They have to reconcile some really, really major stuff in their heads in order to keep on following this guy, and it makes them mad. Like Mad Hatter.
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you get?
Absolutely. Okay. So I start off with the Five of Cups. This was this guy was very, very, very emotional, very angry, very petulant. Because I followed up with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So um very, like I said, very petulant, very, no one's going to tell me what to do. Like, how when you're trying to punish a kid when they're little and ask them to do something or whatever, and they'll say, "Oh, you're not the boss of me." This is kind of like his attitude, right? That, yeah, you can't tell me what to do. You can't, yeah, you can't roll me over. Then I got the Six of Pentacles. So, it almost feels like he did this on purpose. He knew they were coming and he started something that he knew how it was going to end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And I end with the Ten of Cups. So, this is everything works out satisfactory, everything works out well. And ultimately, everything in this case did well, except for him, did work out okay. But it almost feels like, yeah, he kind of went out there with that "I dare you" attitude.
Yeah, I also I got coming into the whole situation, I did a Celtic cross,
Oh, okay.
self-imposed, right? Eight of Swords,
Yeah.
self-imposed, self-inflicted. But also, the Eight of Swords is also that victimization. So he played the victim. So this is maybe
Yeah.
the reason why they're holding back on the investigation, because the circumstances made it look like he was a victim, that they came after me. They did this to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
tyrannical blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? This is his mindset. And he like set them up to fail. I
Mm-hmm.
think you're right about that, because I get the new beginnings. Like he knew he was coming
Yeah.
down. He had all the weapons and all the ideas and all the crazy, right? And what goes over top of the whole situation is the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on stingy, stingy,
Yeah.
stingy, stingy. So I think it's all of his guns and all that. But the Emperor and the power, the FBI's, the Emperor and the strength coming in. Then going forward is conflict. So there's something to this.
Mm-hmm.
Defeat, loss, right? That's the guy who then he lost his life for
Yeah.
this. But again, gossip, mischievousness, something in there, betrayal, delay, the communication,
Mm-hmm.
something clever.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm worried about. However, balance comes, temperance comes, they get it all worked out, they get it all figured out. Yeah, temperance comes. So in the judgment will, the awakening, the report will come around that the FBI did the right thing, because I do get the mature audience, the mature people, the
Yeah.
mature people who showed up. I also coming together in the meeting, so they're just trying to figure out what happened, coming together and
Yeah.
meeting and figuring it all out. This guy had a plan to set them up for failure. That is
Yeah.
exactly what I felt with you too. Is that's
Yeah.
what it is he had that. So that's the
Yeah.
reason why for the delay for the thing. But it looks like the FBI agent did what they were supposed to, and they're gonna clear this all up, and we'll get a
Yeah.
report.
Yeah. They did. They're just, yeah. You're right. It has to do in how to explain it, because the last thing that they want is to have some other crackpot on that side start talking about, "Oh yeah, they're coming after us, they're taking our guns, like
Well, let's
they
see what
don't want
the
him to come off
Republicans.
like, yeah, like a martyr,
Yeah,
right?
let's see what the Republicans are gonna do with this information.
Okay.
I just have it. I just have this feeling that's what Marjorie would say. See, I told
Yeah.
you they were coming after us.
Yep.
But I want to see if that's
Yeah. That's his First Amendment right to say what he wants to say. And oh, that woman is such a nasty energy
she is.
that, yeah.
She is gonna get aggressive with this knowledge. The reason why is I got the Knight of Swords, which is sudden action, impulsiveness, the risk taker, that brave little devil that
Mm-hmm.
that brave little devil that she is. And then I got the expansion, but temperance does show up, meaning they do squash it, they shut her down, but she is going to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I got karma and then the star. So at the end of all of this, once she does talk about it and spew about it,
Yeah,
her karma comes back to her to bite her in her butt bad. And then the
absolutely.
guy looks like a star again.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Well, I start off again with the Knight of Cups. So, like I said, this is, just tell me a story. Tell me what I want to hear. So, trying to change history, trying to put a different spin on it. Okay. And yeah, trying to blame the government, right? This is he didn't do anything wrong. It was the government who did this and so on. I think people are starting to maybe kind of question it because yeah, I got the Eight of Swords and I got the Nine of Swords. So um this is yeah, doing it to yourself and being worried that you have done this to yourself, that yeah, you have gone and um attacked the government and not too many people are listening. I don't think this is going to work out well for the Republicans at all. They are trying to put a spin on it, um, and trying to blame the government. And yet, all you have to do is read his posts. And if you're at all reasonably sane, you can read the posts and determine for yourself that this wasn't someone who was.
Well, they'll have all the proof. They'll have all
Yeah,
the proof to lay that all out
yeah,
once they do the investigation. Okay. So our
yeah.
last but not least, or do you have a question? Did I miss one of your
No,
questions? Did we already have?
no,
Last but not least, let's do Clarence Thomas. And I do want to play something for everyone. It kind of describes a little bit about what's going on. Wait.
28 destination vacations, 26 private jet flights, 8 helicopter trips, 12 VIP passes to sporting events, 2 luxury resort stays, 1 standing invitation to an Uber exclusive golf club, 1 finance yacht, 1 family member's paid school tuition. All of that. And the American people are supposed to think that the Supreme Court is legitimate. That's it.
All of that.
oh,
So Clarence
I
Thomas,
don't know
as we
about
well
you,
know.
but
Huh?
yeah, I get offered that all the time.
Yeah, me
So
too.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it gets a little tiring after a while.
He's bought and paid for.
Oh,
100 times over and over he is bought and he is
yeah,
paid for it. And that
yeah,
which is a shame because if there was anybody that was going to be compromised, why did it have to be Terrence Thomas, right? Because
yeah,
he grew up in the era
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do Jenny too, but the thing about Jenny for Clarence Thomas, I guess we should go for Jenny Thomas first because we want to know if she's gonna be held accountable in the January 6th at all. If he's still ongoing the investigation, if she's gonna be in trouble at some point in time with Donald Trump. So let's see if Jenny Thomas is gonna be facing some legal problem.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask the questions about Clarence Thomas, who apparently is living a lavish lifestyle without the income.
Yeah.
And I think they've named off like 4 or 5 more billionaires that were offering him this and doing that. And
Uh-huh. Okay. These are not good.
go for it whenever you're ready.
Wow. Okay, so
Whoa.
start off with the tower. And that's, yeah, big. She has got some explaining to do. There's Jack Smith has some questions, and she's not going to be able to answer them adequately. Here she is, 7 of Wands, trying to defend herself. You don't know who I am, or do you know who I am? And yeah. From there, I go to the 8 of Wands, and I swear I shuffled this deck. And then the 9 of Wands. So this is coming at her fast and furious from all sides. Yeah, this is definitely a tower moment. And yeah, ultimately the 8 of Cups. Yeah, I think she's gonna.
You know what the 8 of Cups always reminds me of is what
Mm.
comes around the infinity. What comes around goes around. The
Goes around,
infinity.
yeah.
Like your energy is what you do is what you get. What do you do is what you get.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like this to me, this kind of looks like you know, come on, sweetheart. Come with me. We're gonna find a nice place for you to sit and relax. I know you've been you've been under a lot of stress. Let's find a nice place for you to be comfortable. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is coming at her now. Let me see what's coming at him.
Okay, so what I got was I got Judgment at the bottom of my deck. So that's something. And then I also did not get any great cards for her. I also got the 8 of Cups with his walking away, but she's really, really stressed. Like, we got to get out of here. I got to move. I got to do something. I don't, she's got that energy of,
Yeah, panic.
right? And then her mind is infighting. Like
Yeah.
she wants to believe the lies, but yet she knows that they're lies. So she's in this conflict in her head. And then the leader, the husband is in her, base right here. So she knows that without this husband, without this guy, she wouldn't have gotten anywhere near what she really, really wanted to do. And she knows that she has been riding on his coattails for a very long time, right? So that's Mrs. Judge Clarence, right?
Yeah.
And this,
exactly.
of course, the highlighting. This is Jack Smith highlighting. This is the sun. This is the spotlight that's been spotlighting onto her. Going forward is the determination, the expanding of the potential. So I do think that the investigations are expanding onto her. I do think that because she feels the loss. She feels it. 5 of Cups, she feels that pain and that loss and that grief. I'm not sure grief because I don't know if she has a conscience or not, but she does feel the despair and the regret more than I got caught. And her karma is coming forth because of the burden of evidence that is against her. And I have a feeling she may have problems for a while. I also got the Tower moment for the end. So I do think that after he has got the big guy going down, he's not done. He's just not done. He's not done. So, all right. So now Clarence Thomas, now that we know that she might, so go for it if you've already laid down.
Yeah. I did, because I wanted to see his cards underneath her cards. Okay. So yeah, start off with the Hierophant. So yeah, we've got the government and whatnot. Um, and his position in the government. And then I get the Page of Wands. It's like his importance is diminished. Like he's not when he was once looked at, as someone that people on the Supreme Court could respect. Now he's just like he's someone that they pity. Like how could you do this? Um, I get the Four of Swords. So he's not going to be saying too much. He's going to be very quiet. He's going to try to see if he can't ride this out. Um, and yeah, what he's writing out is the Nine of Pentacles, the things that the people that he had dealings with, the merchants and whatnot that he gave favor to. And ultimately, Nine of Swords. This is not good. It's absolutely going to hem him in. So between the two of them, I think they're up the proverbial what creek, and they don't have a paddle between them.
How funny, and I agree. It's not the fact that like them getting caught, okay, fine, and all that. They're starting to feel like fools in all of this. They're starting coming into this. He feels like a fool. He feels like the adventure is over. He feels like, and I'm kind of thinking that he wasn't qualified from the get-go.
Probably
Because I
not.
got the new beginning, the fool, the adventure coming into it. He knew that he wasn't really qualified from the get-go. I also got the Tower moment in Gluttony. So the Tower moment in all of his gluttony, and that's one thing he wasn't prepared to do as a justice either. He started becoming very, very, very gluttonous about everybody giving him money. He couldn't give it up.
Yeah.
Just could not give it up. The Empress, right? I'm living this lavish style and that fertility and that abundance, and look at my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's becoming more embarrassed, or I don't even know if it's embarrassment, because these people are not really embarrassed. They're more like a bruised ego kind of a thing. Like they found out all of a sudden his mind, his heart's always starting to fight. The burden of proof is starting to pile up. He is the Hermit, so that's that reflection, soul searching. Now, not that he's soul searching because he's a higher being. He's soul searching because he can't figure out how to not expose all of his donors anymore, because all of his donors, he's being exposed, and all of the donors are being exposed. And the hand of justice is just going to whomp him in the head. And theirs. Their reputations are so sullied right now. The desire and the lust just came over him. Let's see, what else do we got? Triggers. It's triggering his the psyche is triggering his donors. Yeah, I do think that his money problems. I'm not really coming up with anything else. I'm searching alone, the journaling, lockdowns, SOS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think there's more to that. I didn't see leaving unless the Hermit represented leaving, but I don't see him leaving just yet, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think Jack Smith is taking his time. He knows Ginny ain't going anywhere. He knows Clarence ain't going anywhere, right? So he's going to do his thing and take them down one at a time. Their turn will come. He's not worried. He's not on a time limit, right? So I think this might, if we were to look at this again, let's say a couple months from now, I think we might get a better picture of what it is. But yeah, Jack Smith isn't worried. He knows where they are. He knows where they live.
Yeah.
He can get in touch with them.
So here is something else that was really, really bizarre about all of the indictment and the information coming out about Trump. So Trump wanted Georgia bad, bad. He wanted them to have fake electors. They wanted that. So all of that, he wanted it so bad. And you know why? It's because Clarence Thomas was the judge over that area. So what had happened is that the fake electors actually got there and somebody started challenging it and went all the way up to Clarence Thomas. He would have just said, "Oh, they're good."
Yeah.
And he would have that was their whole connection. That was Clarence Thomas' whole connection. So it's the awareness is just that's coming out so much. The plot. I remember talking to Whimsy the couple of days after this is all over with, and Biden was sworn in, and Whimsy goes, "Do you think how close do you think we were at losing our democracy?" And I looked at her and I said, "Seconds and inches."
Yeah.
That's the reality. Seconds and inches. That's how close we got to losing everything here in this country. And I had it would have just sent us all into battle, because everybody that would have voted for Biden would have went to battle. Everybody, you know what I mean? It would have descended us all into chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine what this country would look like if that actually worked.
Yeah. And that is one of the reasons that, Trump needs to be stopped. And there needs to be things put in place so that this never happens again. Because this was just too close for comfort.
Right. We need to get the majority in Congress so that we can start passing all of these barriers and getting some serious barriers, so that they can't do this again. Nobody could do this again.
Exactly.
So
yeah, exactly. On either side.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course. I mean, what do they think that the Democrats are,
Yeah.
Because we somebody could have hijacked our party just as fast and just as easy as they hijacked the Republicans. However, the Republicans had a history of cheating and lying and stealing, so they were easier to be overtaken than the Democrats. Not to say the Democrats were perfect. We're not saying that. We're just saying that there's some problems we can deal with, and there's some problems we cannot deal with.
Yeah.
That we have to not be that.
Yeah. Some just go too far back. They're so entrenched in what people are doing and in people's histories that it's really, really hard to. It is like a cult. Yeah. It's hard to and even when you pull them out.
It is a cult. They're not hearing anything else. It is absolutely a cult. And they don't care what Trump does. They're so dug in right now. They don't care what Trump is. They don't care. It's almost like a child who is now stubborn beyond reasoning.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to just do it. But we all know that they're still in the minority, and that comforts me. And we also have Gen Z who is not playing their game.
Yeah, and more than anything else,
thank you.
Vote. If
Get
you
everybody
have to
else
stand
to
in
vote.
line, it's much easier to stand in line to cast your vote than it is to stand in line to be given your bread or to be given, your bottle of water or whatever.
To fight for our rights.
Yes.
We feel like
vote.
Can't do anything about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I want to shout out to Ohio. Thank God, Ohio. Good job.
Yes.
Good job. On
Excellent.
Ohio for voting no and not allowing that to go. We'll see what happens in the presidential election. We'll see if Gen Z shows up and takes over Ohio. That would be fabulous.
It would be.
They have Ohio
wonderful.
State there.
Yep.
They have tons and tons of 18-year-olds that are going to go vote. So
yes.
Which is
absolutely
really nice. All right. So we've done a lot of work here. We got a lot of information out there, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. And do you have anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it. That kind of covers all the reading and whatnot. Just, come on over to the channel, check it out. I'm offering memberships, so if people are interested in that, you can, yeah, check it out. Go to the About Me section, see what's in there, and yeah. And next time we can meet on my channel. We'll do
There we
this
go.
again. I really enjoy reading with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll come over.
Okay.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Look at what's happening. This is a persecution of a political opponent.